Hi everyone, good evening. Last month was very interesting. Vodafone Idea did the largest follow-on public offer of 13,000 crores, and it was a successful public offer with promoters, FIIs, DIIs, and even retail investors subscribing to it. Now it does become a sort of lifeline for Vodafone, but it's only a temporary respite, is what I believe, and not a long-term solution. In the long run, I believe Vodafone is not a sustainable business, and it's very difficult for them to survive. In this video, let's very quickly look at the reasons why I believe that is the case, and let us also look at the numbers behind it. So Vodafone, after the FPO did come out with its annual numbers, 2024 revenues were 42,652 crores with an operating margin of 40% of 17,000 odd crores and a PAT of a negative 31,238 crores. Now interest expense was a very heavy expense, so was depreciation. The debt on books was 2,43,000 crores, out of which an amount of 2,15,000 crore was due to the government. So the other debt, which is interest bearing and which is payable to banks and institutions, financial institutions, was a manageable 28-30,000 crores. The number of subscribers was 21.5 crore, and this translates into an ARPU of 165.31 rupees for the year basis, the sales number of 42,652 crore and the closing subscriber base of 21.5 crores. What does the finance guy in me tell me? How can Vodafone Idea recover? The first and the simplest way for it to recover is to increase its ARPUs to such a level that it becomes a viable and sustainable business. What is that number? It's a simple division of its PAT with the subscriber base, assuming that it will not lose any more subscribers, which in itself is a very big assumption. So Vodafone Idea lost about 31,238 crore in 2024. If we assume that the subscriber base will stay constant at 21.5 crore, it means that Vodafone Idea will have to generate an additional ARPU per month of 121 rupees per user. Now when the existing ARPU is close to 165 rupees, generating an additional ARPU of 121 is highly impossible. Also to consider is the fact that Vodafone Idea is not in a place where it can dictate prices. The telephone market is the most competitive, with both Jio and Airtel going very strong, and honestly speaking, I don't see that Vodafone Idea will be able to raise the prices to that greater level. So option 1, I believe, is out. What is the second option? If I cannot increase my prices, then I need to sell to more customers. In case of Vodafone Idea, that loss of 31,258 crores for 24, to bridge that gap, it has to have an additional incremental subscriber base of 15.74 crore consumers. Now on an existing base of 21.5 crore, getting an additional 15 crore subscribers, again it's a very high mountain to climb and a very difficult endeavor, almost next to impossible kind of a situation. Even if it tries to do a mix of two, increase the ARPU by let's say 50-60 rupees and try and get an additional 7-8 crore consumers to its fold, that looks like the most likely scenario, but that itself is a very difficult thing to achieve, considering that the competition is very strong in Airtel and Jio. So again, increasing revenues and increasing the subscriber base are two difficult options which the company is pursuing. Is it possible? Yes. Is it probable? No. So what is the third option in which the business becomes viable? The third option in which the business becomes viable is when the debt it carries on its books gets converted to equity. Who's the biggest lender to the company today? The government of India. What is the amount? Close to 2,15,000 crore. The market cap of the company today is about 88,000 crore, and this is post the FPO and the new fundraise. Will the government convert the entire amount into equity, 2,15,000 crore? Well, I have my doubts. Logic says that any investment should earn me something more than the bank interest rates. Today bank interest rates are 7-8%. So it should earn me at least 10% returns if I invest that much into a company. If I invest 2,15,000 crore in Vodafone Idea, that 10% return means a profit of 21,000 crores after tax just to justify that investment. Is a profit of 21,000 crore visible and probable? I don't think so. Bharti Airtel has a profit of much lesser than that value. I personally believe a government will not be in a position to convert the entire debt into equity. But let's still assume for a minute that it will convert its entire debt into equity. Then what will happen to the shareholding structure? Today the promoters hold about 36.9%. They will get diluted to closer to 11%. FIIs who hold 11.4% will get diluted to 3.5%. The public, which holds 25%, will get diluted to 7%. And the government, which is currently a 1/4 shareholder at 24.3%, will become a majority stakeholder at 77%. What will then also happen is the total capital of the company will become the market cap of the company, the paid up capital of the company will go from 88,000 crore to 3,03,000 crore. I'm simply adding the 2,15,000 crore, which is today in the books as debt, to the equity portion. At 3,03,000 crore capitalization, it will become a mega cap. At that level of capitalization and a private business, I will expect at least a 15-20% return on my investment. 3 lakh crore market cap, 15% return on my investment means 45,000 crore of profits annually. Today its revenues is 42,000 crore. There is no way I see the company making a 42,000 crore annual profits any time in the future. So the way I see this is the three basic options. Option 1, increasing ARPUs, very difficult, not in the company's control, it's dictated by the other two players in the industry. Option 2, increasing the subscriber base, again a hyper competitive market. I don't think that's going to happen. And number 3, government converting its debt into equity. Again, I'm not seeing that happening. It's a very difficult turnaround journey. Now I personally like turnarounds. I was very hopeful of the turnaround story which Vodafone Idea might present or represent. I was very gung-ho that it has two very strong promoters in Vodafone as well as the Bharti group. But alas, the numbers really don't add up. The potential solutions don't really add up. I personally don't see it turning around anytime soon. And you as an investor, if you're already invested, I believe that you will find much better investment opportunities elsewhere. So that's about it. Vodafone Idea, yes, trying to turn around. Will it turn around? My personal view is no, it will not turn around. With that, we will end this video. And if you're new to the channel, do like and subscribe. And we will see you in the next video. Until next video, happy investing.